This maths summary focuses on the Cartesian plane and plotting coordinates. Cartesian's an unusual word, but if we link it to cartographer, we'll understand more of what we're talking about. If you haven't heard of a cartographer, that's somebody who specializes in either making or using maps. They use maps to locate an exact position, an exact specific location. We're doing the same thing when we use our Cartesian plane. We're going to be able to even write the coordinates, which is the exact location using numbers from our Cartesian plane. Well, what is a Cartesian plane, you might be asking? We're going to have a look at it now. It's basically two lines. We've got a line that's going straight across. That's a horizontal line, and we call it the x-axis. We've got another line that goes straight up and down the vertical line, and we call that the y-axis. Well, they meet exactly in the middle, and that's here, and we call that the origin. We label it as 0, 0, and that's because we haven't gone anywhere yet. We're right in the middle. But if we look at my Cartesian plane, you can see that I've got equally segmented numbers labeling every single line. That's how we get our coordinates. We equally segment our lines, and we have this way to the right are positive numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that makes sense because it's like a number line with 0 in the middle. So they would be positive numbers. But coming to the left of that 0, we're going to have numbers that are less than 0, which are negative numbers. That's why we've got -1, -2, -3, -4. So we label that, and that's the line that we're going to go to first for our information when we're looking at coordinates. The other line is labeled exactly the same. It's vertical. So we have 0 right in the middle. We have +1, 2, 3, and 4 going up, but less than 0 going down is -1, -2, -3, -4. Now it doesn't need to have 4 on every line on your Cartesian plane that you draw up. It could have 5, it could have 10, it could have 8, as long as all of them are the same. If we've got 8 that way, there's 8, 8 here and 8 here. They're very balanced. Well, when we have those two lines meet in the middle, you'll notice we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and they're called quadrants. We can put a dotted point and locate it using our number system on our Cartesian plane, numbering the axis, and we can put that dotted point in any of our 4 quadrants.
It's pretty amazing what 5 minutes can do, right? And this is just one concept. There are over 200 more just like it on the My5 website. The link's below. Now let's finish this lesson.
You'll notice that we go across first, and I've already mentioned that, and that's really important to note. We go across first, and that's the first coordinate we write down, like this. I go across, and how do I write what the coordinate is for that dotted point? I go across to 4, and then I notice I go up to 2, and that's why I write a 4, then a 2. Whereas this dotted point here is different. It's in a different location, and even though it's a 2 and a 4 in those coordinates, they're written in a different format to here. We've got 2 and then go up to 4, and that's why I write 2 then 4. So the order that you write the coordinates is really important. We also notice something really interesting about this point and this point. They have something in common. They both go negative. They come across to -3, but this one goes up to +4 and this one goes down to -4. So writing positive or negative is really important as well. So that's how we can quickly locate a coordinate. A dotted point by going across and then down, like this one here. 1, go down to -4, and that's what I write. Well, we can use our coordinates once we know what a Cartesian plane is and how to draw one up and label it very accurately. Sometimes we're putting dots onto our Cartesian plane from a guide. Like here, I've followed the guide. It said A is going to be 2, 3. So I went across to 2 and up to 3. I did a dot and labeled it A. B is 3 minus 3. So I go across to 3 but down to -3, and that's what I labeled B. You can see C is across to -3 and down -1 is C, and D is -1 but up 2. So it depends if you have positive or negative in there, what you need to do to follow it to put the dotted point on the Cartesian plane. Whereas sometimes we're finding what are the coordinates of E. So I could have a labeled Cartesian plane and I have to find E and say I go across 4 and up 3. Or F, where's F? I go across -2, down -2. Or G, I go 3, -3 and up 4. So I find the letters or the dotted points and then I write the coordinates using my axes, my labeled axes. Well, Cartesian planes are really interesting and we start to look at mapping skills and position when we use them. Accurately draw it up and you'll have a great interesting time using a Cartesian plane.